My name is Johan Lennartsson and I'm a professor of pharmaceutical cell biology at Uppsala University in Sweden. Welcome to the Biomedical Center. Here we work with medicines throughout the entire life cycle, from molecule to use. The unifying theme is that sustainability. It runs for everything we do, from education to research. Today we would like to show you a few ways sustainability shapes our work. We'll be talking to students, teachers and researchers. But first, let's start in the laboratory.
Hi and welcome to our labs at the Department of Medicinal Chemistry. Here students and researchers work with designing and synthesizing potential new drug molecules. This is a process that requires us to use chemicals every day, and we take sustainability and safety very seriously. In our research we conduct hundreds of experiments every week, and in each and every one we apply the principles of green chemistry. That means we try to minimize the amount of waste generated. One way we can do this is to recycle as much as possible. Training in lab safety and sustainability is of course absolutely necessary, and this is knowledge that we provide our students with from the very first day of their program.
Our Faculty of Pharmacy have more than 1,200 students from all over the world enrolled in our many programs on the bachelor and master's level. And our ambition is to provide the students with the skills required for pharmaceutical experts in the future. After graduation, our students will enter into pharmacies, hospitals, pharmaceutical industry or authorities. And we know that they will all be working with sustainability aspects in one way or another. It could be everything from green chemistry up to socio-economic sustainability. The prioritized area of our education at the moment is to align the learning outcomes to relevant parts of Agenda 2030. And as part of this, we are also developing a teaching toolkit and workshops for our teachers. So we are currently integrating sustainability aspects in almost all of our courses in our programs. And we also offer specialization courses like the very popular course, Drugs in the Environment.
In addition to having an education that teaches the students about sustainability, it's also important to think about personal sustainability in terms of mental health, for example. And we started a couple of international programs where we realized that we didn't prepare our students so well for the academic society that the Swedish society offers, which we saw in the students not ending their educations with the grades that they wanted and not feeling well in terms of their mental health. We started all of this work by making sure that all the information was available in the languages required. So in addition to Swedish, we also had English. And then we also made sure to inform our students about science about mental health and also the academic climate that we have in Sweden, what makes it a bit different from other countries. And we also made sure that the teachers were aware of this problematic situation that we have. So today we have a group of teachers that are well aware of the problem, and our students are also happier. They go through their studies with much higher grades, and we also have a mental health sustainability that we can rely on.
So sustainability is not just about humans, it's also about other species, and that's why we included 3 R's in our research. So 3 R's stands for refine, reduce and replace animal use in scientific research. In our work we are developing in vitro cell models that we can use to investigate and predict drug-like properties, and we of course want our models to be human-like, to be reproducible and ethically sustainable. Today almost all cell models are cultured with fetal bovine serum, and this is a product derived from animals. And we want to replace the use of fetal bovine serum with a chemically defined media in order to make our models more adhere to the 3 Rs and be more reproducible. And this is important for us when we are developing new models to use within drug development to implement this already from start. We of course hope that we can show that this is possible and that we can inspire others and help others with our example that it's possible to develop more ethically sustainable models that we can use for today's and tomorrow's drug development.
Pharmaceuticals in the environment is a silent environmental catastrophe. We can't see it, but it's happening here and now, and it's important to react on it. It's essential to have a One Health approach to tackle the problem. This means both considering human health, animal health, and the ecosystem health. And Uppsala University is an excellent place to do this. We have the full university with all the disciplines, we have the surrounding communities here with the authorities, and we have international collaboration. Well, we have many international collaborations. One is with the Baltic Sea focus, RPP Baltic Sea. We work with the Baltic states and the other countries around the Baltic Sea to reduce environmental pollution. And we have one learning project with the Scottish Highlands and the University of Highlands and Islands. It's called Bridging Waters, also to learn and find new solutions. Well, we want to contribute to a better world through developing tools, developing knowledge, sharing practice internationally and also with different stakeholders in Sweden. We hope that will reduce the problem with pharmaceuticals in the future.
Clean air is really important for the health and well-being of people. This is a big problem in a global perspective, where particles in the air cause diseases and premature death. In Sweden, we have a pretty good air quality because we have worked with measures for many years. Despite this, sensitive groups of children and elderly get sick, and also elderly can die because of particles in the air. That's a reason why you really need to continue the work to have a clean air. We are interested in toxic effects of particles on lung cells. One project we have is about particles from tire and brake wear. Here, new materials are under development, and we are involved in the project to make sure that these materials are safe by design. Another project concerns recycling. We need to recycle more, but we need to make sure that the recycling process won't generate particles that make people sick. Here we have a project about steel recycling. In the various projects, we collaborate with scientists from other disciplines as well as industrial partners. I think this is critical to enable to solve complex challenges as well as to contribute to sustainable development. Together, we can enable clean air and a better health for all.
Pharmacognosy is the study of nature and how nature can be used in the discovery and understanding of drugs. Their origins out as nature, as natural compounds, is still one of the most important and largest sources of new chemical entities to be used as drugs. Today, still, more than 2/3 of all new drug entities registered every year stem directly from nature. Founded already in 1655, Uppsala Linnaean Gardens, or the Botanical Gardens of Uppsala University, has been a teaching and research infrastructure. Already in the early days, and still today, the garden is used as a place for teaching about drugs. A botanical garden is actually a living museum. In this museum, species are kept protected from the environmental changes and the disruption of habitats that we see worldwide. The gardens are used still today as a teaching infrastructure. Every semester, students from the 6th semester at the pharmacy training here in Uppsala come to the garden to collect material and to help us in the pharmacognosy research to look for new antimicrobial compounds. The samples that they pick here in the garden are extracted and tested in the labs at the Biomedical Center.
We must be better at how we use medicines. A huge amount of medicines are prescribed and used in a non-optimal way, and some are even disposed of without having been used. This affects individuals, it affects the environment and the society, not least in a financial way. We teachers and researchers must learn ourselves to be able to spread awareness about sustainability to our students and to all kinds of interest holders. They must also have the ability to communicate about sustainability to other healthcare professionals and also to the general public.
As you can see, sustainability is the foundation of everything we do, and these were just a few examples how it's reflected in our everyday work.